Third day of practice is always a big day. I agree. Every one of them's big. No, we trying to get some carryover from the summer and the preseason to official practice. It's kind of our big goal. First 2 days went well. Exciting time for college basketball. Guys' daily schedules have changed. With us practicing basically longer now. Just making sure that they kind of clean up other areas of their life. In other words, in the preseason, guys were in the gym a lot, individual workouts. At this time, team practice becomes the priority. And so spent a lot of time these last couple of days kind of defining each guy's individual schedule. It's been a big thing we've been doing around here.
We asked you a lot in the summer about getting here and when you got here, how long did it take to catch up and that kind of thing? How's that going?
Yeah, I think overall good because he's such an experienced player. He's shown the ability to really take the information. Here's what we're trying to do, and he gets it done quickly. We don't waste a lot of time over-explaining things with Ilias. On the other side of the coin, we got a lot to accomplish. I think different officiating in college basketball than Europe, more physical in some ways, and so just being careful that we don't just take his talent for granted. That we're continuing to try to move the needle each day with the things that we got to do to help him with.
Shifting from summer into preseason camp, just what did you feel like you learned about the team that you're going to be able to kind of add on here in this next month?
Yeah, I think above all, if I had to describe this team based on what we learned this summer and preseason, we have a lot of depth, which should translate to us having very competitive practices, which ultimately in college basketball, that's where you improve practice. So that's been a real positive. I think sometimes with that depth, it can become a challenge if you don't have guys kind of separating from each other. So on one hand, it's really good to have a lot of competition, but on the other hand, it's an opportunity for guys to kind of separate, and that's been the daily message individually, really for the past couple weeks.
What is kind of the schedule for the fall? An exhibition game, the private scrimmage, that kind of thing, is that all set?
Yeah, so they basically give you 42 days, which is 6 weeks. So we started on Monday, exactly 6 weeks until our first game. And then in that 42-day period, we get 30 practices. So it really relates to about a day and a half off per week, if that makes sense. So within our 30 practices, we know we have 2 outside competitions. We got a closed-door scrimmage, and then we've got the exhibition game here in Oxford with St. Mary's. I don't know if that's been released yet. Breaking news right there. St. Mary's, a perennial top 25 team, a perennial NCAA tournament team. You think about the recent history of college basketball, I don't think there's been a better program build and a program build that was sustained than St. Mary's. So in our opinion, we did a really good job getting that game because we're playing a game that'll really expose a lot of things for us, an opportunity. I think that's the Sunday before the season starts. So obviously not one day before, but that would be 8 days before. I don't have my calendar on right now. Hopefully that'll be being released really soon. Breaking news for you guys. There you go.
Is all the non-con set now?
Non-conference is set. I think we're waiting on a couple of contracts to be officially signed. But I'm surprised the schedule's not out. I was told it'd be out yesterday, so I'll check on that today.
What did you see from Eduardo as the end of the summer, and what do you expect out of him now having that summer?
Yeah, Klafke's doing well. So he had a summer filled with a little bit of adversity. I think I mentioned that to you guys. Just kind of some nickel, dime injuries. He couldn't get on the court for more than 2 or 3 days at a time. But he worked really, really hard all summer in the training room, strength conditioning. So really, we're blessed to have Klafke on the floor right now, and he's playing well. Kind of a balance, all the things that made him such a good player for us last year. One of only, I think, 11 or 12 freshmen in the SEC that played in every game. It's time for him to expand his game, but at the same time, don't forget who you are. You guys remember one of our great cutters last year, a good defensive player, a guy we trusted. So Klafke, like most sophomores around the country, he's trying to stay on the floor, but he's also trying to expand his game, and we support that.
Malik is your highest scoring returner, and he's now a veteran on the team. What have you seen on and off the court about him becoming a leader and just improving his game?
Yeah, I think Malik and Klafke are our only returners, and so it's a big part of our team with those guys in terms of leadership. They know a little bit more than the next guy what we're all about around here, and Dia's done a good job on that. I think he's tried to He's tried to make himself a little bit better leader. It's important to him. He spends time thinking about it. On the basketball court, we're just looking for consistency with Dia. We hope that one formula to get that consistency will be that he's in better shape this year. He's in better condition. His preseason conditioning times were better. It's important to him. And ultimately, in my opinion, to answer your question, I think Dia's got to rebound the ball for him to be the player he wants to be and for us to be the team we'd like to be.
Chris, did you have any thoughts on Bruce Pearl announcing his retirement and Steven getting that job?
Hadn't thought about it much, but I did see that. I have a lot of respect for Coach Pearl, not just based on our 2 years competing against him, but really a couple of decades before that. We share the common thing, both being Division II coaches in our past. Coach Pearl was somebody that, as a Division II coach, we looked up to in a lot of ways. I think the most impressive thing I think he did at Auburn is he sustained it. It wasn't a one Final Four story. It wasn't a 2 or 3 year stretch. I think he built a program that had a lot of consistency in all ways, whether it be the crowd support, attendance, home court advantage at Auburn, and certainly the basketball team. So a lot of respect for Coach, and I know I wish him the best in retirement.